Hey, good morning, everyone. Michael Fanning here. This is warm up 414. And today I was going back and revisiting again John Assaraf, and I was watching a really great interview between John Assaraf and Lewis Howell. And he was just talking to John about unlocking our brain's potential. So if you think about this, your brain is an organ, just like your heart is an organ. We can speed our heart up, we can slow our heart down by our breathing patterns, by being conscious of it. It's no different than the brain. You can speed your thoughts up, slow your thoughts down. You can tune in, you can tune out. You can have awareness of how you choose to run your brain. But the challenge is it's not taught. I mean, a lot of this stuff of choosing how to run your brain is not even taught in schools. And so I just thought today I would talk a little bit about, when I see people who succeed, and when I say succeed, what I'm talking about is consistently succeeding on a regular basis and hitting their goals and hitting their life lists and doing the things they want to do. There's a key component to what's going on there. And so I thought I would unpack this a little bit. So if you've ever listened to Jim Rohn, he will say that, you either pay the price of discipline or you pay the price of regret. And discipline, right, weighs ounces and regret weighs pounds. And all he's saying there is, if you look at anybody that succeeds, and when I look at people that we coach that succeed, there's this one ingredient that is very common, and it's the ingredient of discipline. So let's unpack discipline a little bit and think about it. So if you think about your behaviors, right, your behaviors are based on your beliefs. And your beliefs are all this stuff in your non-conscious brain that you have in there. And behind those beliefs, a lot of times, is fear. And so what discipline is discipline is fighting a thought or fighting a behavior that is going to keep us in the place we are today versus allowing a different thought to happen to move us forward into the future and become our future better selves. And so if you think about this on any given day, when there's something that you should go do, your brain will have a thought about why maybe it shouldn't do it. And what it does is sets a limitation, and it's based on fear or based on scarcity as to why we don't go do it. So here's what discipline is. Discipline is being conscious in the moment and saying, no, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to create discipline. I'm going to be conscious of the moment right now. So for example, simple little things, right? So let's think about getting up early. There's discipline. So when that alarm goes off in the morning, you need to get up, and you know why you need to get up. But your brain will have a different thought because it says, oh, but I'm tired, I didn't get enough sleep, so I'm going to stay in bed. Discipline is being conscious in that moment and saying, no, I'm not going to allow that thought to win to dictate my behavior. I'm going to allow a different thought to happen to allow me to have a different behavior. And that's discipline, right? It's doing the things we know we need to do when we don't want to do them, and being conscious and aware of the thought in the moment. And so a couple of the things around that is we call it reframing. And so what reframing is when something happens right then and there, you need to reframe it and think about, well, will this decision that I'm about ready to make, will it move me closer to where I want to be? Or will this decision that I'm about ready to make drop me back to where I want to be? And so I want you to think about that. I want you to think about your thoughts. Because what we find is that if we can reframe in the moment and we can change our discipline to accept the action we're going to take that's going to move us closer, and if we do that consistently, it turns into a habit. And I will tell you this, habits are more important than intensity. And I want to just talk about this for a second, because a lot of times what I have is people say, well, if I just will do a lot more of it, then I'll do it more frequently. It's not the case. I'll give you an example. So in one of my coaching calls the other day, someone says, well, I'm going to write 6 notes a day. I said, no, you're not. You're not going to do that. That's not sustainable. It's not the intensity that I'm concerned about. It's the habit. The habit is more important than the intensity. What if we did this? What if we wrote 1 note a day? Because I know you can do that. I know that's sustainable. I want the habit to form. I don't want the intensity. So somebody says, well, I'm going to do 100 push-ups a day. How many push-ups have you been doing? Well, I haven't been doing any. Right. It's not the intensity. Here's what I want you to do. Do 1 push-up a day. Do 1 push-up every day and build the habit first. Because after we build the habit, we can increase the intensity. But a lot of times we have this reverse thought. We go, well, I'm going to just do the intensity. You're not. You're going to burn yourself out because your habit is not formed yet. That neural pathway in your brain has not been created. And if that neural pathway in the brain has not been created and you're increasing the intensity, your brain's going to talk you right out of it immediately. That's why we see people that go try to do these extreme things and they never make it happen, is because they didn't create the habit first. They tried to increase the intensity. I'm going to put a link to the interview. Listen to the whole interview because it's great. It really opens your eyes to how you can achieve. But when I look at coaching clients that we're currently coaching and when we're coaching that are doing really, really well, they've understood these key concepts. They've understood discipline. They've understood how to reframe in the moment. And the last one that I want to just point out real quick here, because this just came to mind, is this. And so around the reframe, how many times have you said, I had a bad day? How many times do you say, well, I just had a bad day? Most of the time, high percentage of those times, you did not have a bad day. You had a bad moment. You had a bad moment in the day, and your brain said, well, I just had a bad day. Because what happened is in the moment, you didn't reframe. And what you did is you allowed that negative energy to carry with you all through the day. If in that moment, when that one thing happened to you, if you chose to reframe and say, wait a second, yes, this happened, I'm going to deal with it, but I'm going to look for positive things the rest of the day. You would have bad moments, not bad days. But the problem is when we say we have a bad day, it creates a whole nother scenario of ideas and thoughts in our mind, right? And they just cascade on each other. So will you stop saying I had a bad day? Think about, you had a day, you had a bad moment, but what did you do with the rest of the day? The day's pretty long, right? Think about that. All right, everybody, hey, be awesome and help somebody. Make it a great day. Talk to you later.